Hello, and thank you for joining me, Shani Lee. Today we'll be doing a flow building up to the Bird of Paradise pose. Not only is the Bird of Paradise my favorite flower, but I was just inspired by its tropical essence because I'm currently here in the Bolivian Amazon for work. And so I thought it'd be a fun little flow to work up to a pose. So thank you for joining me, and I'll see you on the mat. So we're going to get started here today on our feet at the tops of our mat in Tadasana or mountain pose. And so I invite you to find your way there, find your space, let your shoulders melt away from your ears, keeping your legs and core active. Maybe you close your eyes, maybe you stare at a point gently in front of you. And let's take a few rounds of breath here to center ourselves. Coming to this space, coming to our mat. Let's take a few more rounds of breath here, slowing it down, checking our posture, seeing if we can't release anywhere. Breathing in and out. Let's do one more round of breath here. And big exhale, slide out. Now your eyes can stay closed or you can gently flutter them open. Either way, start to invite some gentle movement into your body, whether that's rolling your shoulders a few times. Maybe start small and then get bigger and bigger. And then you can change direction. Just easing out any of the kinks. Maybe you find some neck rolls. Again, whatever works for you, wherever you're tight, whether you're doing this in the morning, at night, midday. Just starting to work into the body, seeing what you need. I also like to sway side to side and let my arms just kind of flop around. Maybe you want to move your knees a bit if that feels good to you. Just some dynamic movement here, whatever feels good in your body, in your soul. For one more round of breath. And then slowly come to find stillness. Open up your eyes, maybe invite a smile to your face, and we'll start moving. As you're ready, inhale, big breath in as you sweep your arms up nice and slow. Interlace your fingers, push your palms up. Maybe you invite a gentle arch into your back. And we're going to start the practice with 3 Surya Namaskars, sun salutations, going from a low to the ground up to a higher off the ground as we move through it. You'll see what I mean. Exhale, bow it forward. Pour over your legs, let your head hang. Take a second here. Nice and slow on this first round to wake the body up, and then we'll start inviting some heat into it as we move faster. Uttanasana. On your next inhale, halfway lift, hands right below your knees, find a flat back, Ardha Uttanasana, and exhale, lower it down to the hands, and either you can step or hop back, depending on where you are at, here into plank pose. Take one moment, activate your core, and then at the end of your exhale, drop your knees, keep your elbows in as you drop your chest, hips stay up just a little bit, and then slither your way forward through Baby Bhujangasana Cobra pose. Chest is off the mat. Exhale, slide out, start to lower down, push slightly up just so that you can send your hips back towards child's pose. Balasana. Inhale here, tuck your toes if they're not, and stretch up on the exhale into our first downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana of the practice. Take a moment here, maybe you pedal your feet out. Just breathing into the body. And then we'll start to move it a little bit quicker. Find stillness, exhale the breath. Inhale, heels lift, gaze forward, and step or hop your way to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bow it down. Rise all the way up, nice slow roll. Here, arms reach up into the sky, Urdhva Hastasana. And hands heart center, exhale. Moving a little bit quicker. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bow it down. Inhale, halfway lift, maybe hands on the mat or below your knees again. Exhale. If you stepped back, step back with the other foot or hop your way back to plank. One round of breath here. This time drop your knees, but exhale, try to lower your entire torso down at the same time as if you're doing a push-up. And this time when you roll through, roll your elbows back, pull your shoulders back, lift your entire chest off the mat. Rising Bhujangasana Cobra pose. Since this is the first time we're doing it, we'll take a little bit of a stretch here. And coming into Crouching Tiger, start to tuck your toes again, lift your knees slightly off the mat, and push your hips back like you were going to in Child's Pose. And then exhale, straighten into your Downward Facing Dog. One more round of breath here. Exhale, side up. Inhale, heels lift, bend your knees, gaze forward, step or hop. Halfway lift, bow it down. Rise all the way up, big breath in. Exhale out. Last time before we start to move into more postures. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, surrender forward. Inhale. And plant your hands, bend your knees. If this is the first time, maybe try hopping back this time. Plank pose. On the inhale, shift your weight forward. Keep your elbows in. Try to lower just halfway down into Chaturanga. Untuck your toes so that you are on the tops of your feet. And now lift your entire body off the mat. Hips are off the mat. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. Exhale, side out here. And start to roll your hips up and back. And downward facing dog will meet here. Take a few rounds of breath. Exhale, side out. Start to come to find stillness. And now as you're ready, left foot stays, right leg lifts up into the sky, three-legged dog. And we'll bend our knee, starting to open up into our hips, since we'll need a lot of hip opening to come into Bird of Paradise pose. Exhale, side up. And we're going to bring our knee into our chest 3 times. If that's a lot to you, you can come onto your left knee and bring it in from tabletop. Otherwise, exhale, plank, bring your knee in, and sweep it back. Bring your knee in, and push it back. Bring your knee in, hover here, and now step your foot all the way through. Drop your back knee onto the mat, and arms lift up into low Anjaneyasana, crescent moon lunge. Take a second here. One more round of breath, palms face out, and we're going to cactus our arms. Exhale, starting to open up into our chest, our upper back. Inhale. Exhale, draw your elbows in towards your chest. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, lift it up. And now hands come to frame your foot. And I invite you to start to draw your hips back. Maybe roll up onto your front heel to come into Ardha Hanumanasana. Half Lord of the Monkeys pose or half splits. Take a breath here. And then left hand stays, right arm opens up to the side. Find a nice twist. If you don't know what Bird of Paradise pose is, you will find out. But it's a lot of shoulder opening and hip opening. Exhale, start to bring it back down to the mat. Rock yourself forward. Untuck your toes, or I should say tuck your toes, whatever works. Step back into your plank, and we'll do our lower to the ground version of our vinyasa. Bending your knees to the floor. Keep your hips lifted as you lower your chest, slither through baby cobra. Child's pose. Exhale, bring your hips back. Tuck your toes. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. And now we get to do that on the other side. Find stillness here. Right foot stays, left leg lifts up into the sky, and open up your hip. Take a moment here, enjoy the opening, enjoy the stretch, and we'll bring our knee to our chest 3 times, either in plank or tabletop. Exhale, draw it in, and lift out. Draw your knee in, send it back, and draw it in, hover, and step your way all the way through, back knee back and down, and lift your arms up. Take a second here in low Anjaneyasana lunge. Palms face out, exhale, cactus open. Inhale. And exhale. Trying to open from the upper back rather than the lower back. Exhale. Inhale, reach up. And hands frame your foot. Exhale, fold your chest over. Start to bring your hips back as you rock onto the front heel and find your way into Ardha Hanumanasana. Take a moment here, and then if you want, add the twist. Right hand stays, left arm opens up. One more round of breath here. And then hands frame your foot, start to rock it back towards your lunge, tuck your back toes to lift your knee, step it back, plank, moving through our little low to the ground version, drop both your knees again, slither through, knees, chest, chin, baby Bhujangasana, child's pose, exhale, inhale here, and exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the breath, exhale, side up. Taking it to the tops of our mats. Inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, gaze forward, step or hop your way up. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Bow it forward. Rise all the way up. Inhale, reach up into the sky. And exhale, hands come heart center. Take a second here, find your balance again. Whether you need to move your feet. Exhale it out. And I like to inhale my arms up. And now lift your right knee up. Holding here. One more round of breath. And bring it back down. Moving to the other side. Arms reach up again if you want. Otherwise, keep them at your chest. And now lift your left knee up. One more round of breath. Exhale, side, put it down. Side up and put it down. Inhale, reach up. And moving back through another flow. Exhale, bow down. Stay here for a second. Plant your left hand onto the mat and deeply invite a bend into your left leg. And now open up your right arm. One more round of breath here. Exhale, bow it forward. Now right hand plants, deeply bend into your right leg so your left leg can stretch and find an extension, find a twist. One more round of breath. Exhale, side out, both hands plant, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, and jump or step your way back to plank. Moving through our second variation of Surya Namaskar. Inhale, shift your weight forward slightly, drop your knees. Keep everything nice and strong as you lower in the sort of plank push-up and slither all the way through. Rising Bhujangasana, crouching tiger. Tuck your toes, lift your knees slightly, push your hips back. Exhale, inhale here. And exhale into downward facing dog. Adjust it out. Side out. Left foot stays. Right leg lifts up into the sky. Open up your hips. Scorpion like your dog. Breathe in here. And now elbow to knee. Exhale. Again, you can do this in tabletop pose. Inhale, or you can do it in plank. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, push it back. Exhale, hold here. And now let your knee fall into the middle and step your foot all the way through. Now coming up into high lunge, rise all the way up. Anjaneyasana. Push energy through your back heel. Try to find a nice 90-degree angle in the front leg. Exhale, side out. And we're going to add our cactus arms back in, and you can dip your back knee if you would so like. Exhale, drawing knees and elbows down. Inhale, extending back up. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And now let your front leg straighten all the way. Exhale, fold, 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 fold until your hands frame your front foot. Let your back heel start to fall towards the mat. Coming into pyramid Parsvottanasana pose. Big breath here. If you want to intensify it, you can roll onto your front heel. Or you can revolve it. Left hand stays on the mat. And right arm opens up. And maybe you smile. One more round of breath. Exhale, come back down towards the mat. Step it back. Find your way through our second variation of our Vinyasa flow. Breathing in. Little knee push up. Slither through. Rising cobra. Crouching tiger, exhale. Take breath in, and sigh it out, downward facing dog. One breath here. And now that on the other side, left leg lifts, open up your hips, scorpion your dog. And knee to elbow, exhale. And inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, hold it here. Let your knee come through the middle to step your foot through. Stay high on your back knee. Rise all the way up, Anjaneyasana. One round of breath, and we'll find our dips. Exhale and inhale. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. If you want to try to find a flat back, straight front leg. Exhale, fold, 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 fold. Parsvottanasana, pyramid pose, back heel drops as much as it can as we fold over our front leg. Stay here or add the twist. Right hand stays, left arm opens up. One more round of breath. Exhale, sigh it out. Twist everything back down towards the mat. Plant your hands. Moving through our second variation. Half push-up. Rising Bhujangasana. Crouching tiger. Downward facing dog. Taking it back to the tops of our mats. Breathe in, heels lift. Breathe out, step or hop your way forward. Halfway lift, bow it down. Rise all the way up, arms sweep up into the sky. Urdhva Hastasana, upward salute. And we come back to heart center. Refine your balance in your feet. And now we're going to lift our knee out to the side. So turn your right knee out and inhale. Lift up, almost like you're gonna come into tree pose, but hold here. One more round of breath. Exhale, sigh it down, and come to the other side. Left knee turns out, arms lift up, knee lifts. One more round of breath, and set it down. Arms reach into the sky, fold it forward, Uttanasana, stay here. Exhale everything out. And now try to keep straighter legs. Left hand stays, right arm opens up. It's like the twist we did earlier, but without the knee bend. Bow it forward, exhale, come to the other side. Exhale, sigh it out. And coming into now the highest version of our Vinyasa flow, step your way back, inhale, shift your weight forward, or stay with another Vinyasa, halfway lower, Chaturanga, untuck your toes, push yourself up, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, and exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathe it out, left foot stays, right leg lifts, scorpion again. Take a big breath in here. And now we're going to do some hip circles, drawing our knee 3 times in one direction. Try to keep your shoulders square. It's really easy to try to open up. 3 times in the other direction. Stretch and open it back out. And step your foot all the way through. Back heel back and down at 90 degrees. And we'll roll up into Virabhadrasana, Warrior 2. Ground down here for a few rounds of breath, looking over your front fingers. One more round of breath. And let your back hand drop, stretch open. And exhale, front elbow to front knee, extended side angle. Reverse warrior, Viparita, Virabhadrasana, flowing 3 times here. Utthita Parsvottanasana, extended side angle. Breathe in, flow back. Exhale, stay here in our extended side angle. Now, option to stay here or option to slowly try to lower your right hand to the inside of your right foot. Also, a block will help with this. And then if it's available, to start opening the shoulders up even more, drop your shoulders to the level of your knee and find your bind if that's in your practice. Utthita Parsvottanasana. Invite the burn in the front leg. One more round of breath. Slowly release. Use your front leg strength to push your way all the way up, back, almost into a warrior two, but we're going to keep our front leg straight. And now turn both feet towards the long edge of your mat, both toes. Star pose here. Breathe in. Exhale, fold it forward. Wide-legged forward fold. Let everything hang down for a moment. One more round of breath. And now I invite you to start walking your hands over towards the side of your front of your mat and open up your arm. For me, it's the right and right. It might look like left and left for you. One more round of breath here in Prasarita, Padottanasana. In that twist, exhale, move it towards the other side. Inhale, open up. Last round of breath. Side out, start to walk your way, turning everything towards the tops of your mat to come into a runner's lunge. Plant your hands, step it back, move through your Vinyasa flow. We'll all meet in downward facing dog to do that on the other side. Right foot stays, left leg lifts up, open your knee. Find a nice strong base here, and then invite your circles into your hip and knee. Once you've done about 3 on each side, come back center and step it all the way through, back heel back and down. Cartwheel your hands, rainbow them up into your Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Grounding down through the outer edge of the back heel, grounding down through the front heel. You should have some type of movement in your toes. You're not death gripping the mat. Shoulders down. And exhale, back hand drops as you extend into your reverse warrior. Front elbow to front knee, extended side angle. Flow it back. And flow it forward. Flow back. And flow forward. Option to stay here. Option to try to reach down to the mat. Option to find the bind. Whatever works in your practice. Take one more round of breath here. Slowly release the bind, coming all the way up into star pose. Straighten your front leg as you lift up. Toes turn towards the long edge of your mat. Breathe in, fold it forward. Breathe out, readjust as you need. Exhale, side out. And now we're going to start to find a bind behind the back. I invite you to bring your forearms to your low back, your sacrum. Otherwise, clasp your hands. Otherwise, clasp your elbows. And if it's available, with the hand clasp, lift your arms up and over to try to hang towards the ground. Take one more round of breath here. Slowly release what we have in the arms. Roll it back up. And now turn your heels in. Coming into goddess pose, arms reach up. And exhale, squat it down. So now the toes are out, heels are in. Breathe here. Inhale, stretch up. Cactus your arm, open up. There's no need to really arch your back as much. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Stay here in Vinyasa. Breathe it out. Or horse pose. Let your hands come to the insides of your legs. Dip your left shoulder in. Come through center. Dip your right shoulder in. Come through center. Stretch everything back up. Twist everything back towards the front of your mat. And exhale, hands come to the mat. Finding your Vinyasa flow. We'll meet back in downward facing dog. Side out. One more round of breath. Lift the heels, bend your knees, gaze forward, step or hop your way to the tops of your mats. Halfway lift. Exhale, bow it down. Rise all the way up, arms reach up into the sky, and hands come heart center. Now spicing up this a little bit more. Find balance in your feet again. And we're going to straight leg lift this time. Arms reach up, right leg lifts up into the sky. Hold here. Invite the shaking. One more round of breath. And let it go. Now come into the other side. Straight leg, lift the other leg. One more round of breath here. Exhale, side up, sweeping up into the sky, another vinyasa flow, bow it down. Stay here, Uttanasana. Exhale, side up, and now finding our bind again. Bring your hands to your back. Find your bind, bow over your front legs. One more round of breath. Release, hands plant, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, and step it back. Move through whatever vinyasa flow works in your body now that we're nice and loose and warm. We'll meet in Adho Mukha Svanasana. Side out, right leg lifts up. Maybe you scorpion, maybe you stick it straight this time. Exhale, step your front foot through, back heel back and down like you're coming in to warrior two. Rise up to your warrior two, but now straighten your front leg. Breathe in here and breathe out. Reach as far forward as you can and drop your front hand to your front shin to come into Trikonasana triangle pose. Maybe your hand is on the inside of your leg, gently touching the mat wherever you reach. Last round of breath here. Bring it back up. And now bend into your back leg. For me, it's the left, so come into Skandasana pose. Maybe your hands are at your chest. Maybe you're doing some type of figurine. You can also just come into like a half lunge if that works for you, a side lunge. We're going to sweep it back into warrior two, pushing off of our back leg, extending into warrior two. And exhale, cartwheeling everything down to the mat to move through a vinyasa flow. To come on to the other side. Meeting the downward facing dog first. As we're ready, right foot stays, left leg lifts up. And step it all the way through. Coming into warrior two, back heel back and down. And almost immediately straighten your front leg. Adjust here. Reach it forward. And find Trikonasana on the other side. Triangle pose on the other side. Inviting breath into the body. One more round of breath here. Lift it back up. And now bend into your back leg, either coming into like a half lunge or coming into Skandasana pose. If you like to add a little pose, you can. Smile, make it less serious. One more round of breath here. Flowing our way back into our warrior two, and then using that to flow back into a vinyasa. Chaturanga, or cobra, or upward facing dog, whatever works for you. Heels lift, bend your knees, and step or hop your way to the tops of your mats. Breathe in, and breathe out. Rise all the way up. And exhale, hands come heart center. Continuing to practice balancing. I'm going to shift just to see you a little better. Find your weight in your front foot. And, I guess they're both in the front. And lift up your right leg. So maybe you stay here. Maybe you grab your knee. Maybe you practice with just the knee opening out. But if it's in your practice, you can reach down and grab your big toe. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you open it out. Whatever works for you. Breathing through it. As you're ready, come back through center and we'll try the other leg. Bouncing on the other foot. Again, either the knee is up, either it's out, which helps the practice, or you grab, I like to grab my big toe and maybe open it out to the side, a little extra challenge. Smile through the sweat. At least I'm sweating here. I'm sure you needed to know that. Exhale, release, shake it out. We've just got a little bit left before we move into the final pose. Inhale, breathe in. This time coming into chair pose, Utkatasana. Sit your hips back. Walk your feet forward if they're not together. Hands come to the chest. Breathe in and breathe out, twist towards the right. Prayer twist, palms together. One more round of breath here. Come back through center and twist to the other side. Come back through center. Exhale, fold over, jump back, Vinyasa your way through. We'll meet again in downward facing dog. Left foot stays, right leg lifts up. And this time, step your foot outside of your right hand once. Take it back. Twice. Take it back. 3 times. Stay here. Lizard pose. And then maybe you invite a twist again. One more round of breath. Let your hand come back to the mat. And we're gonna come right back into downward facing dog and do that on the other side. 3 times, step up, left foot outside of left hand. And back. Again. And back. Again, stay here, lizard pose. Open up the twist. One more round of breath. Hand comes back to the mat, downward facing dog, and this time either step or hop your way up into Malasana Yogi Squat. Both feet outside of your hands, sit your hips down. Palms come together like we did in chair pose, pushing your knees out. And either stay here, we're gonna practice our bind. Open your right arm out towards the side, left arm into the sky, stay here, or find a bind behind your back. One more round of breath. Release, come back through center, and we'll do that now on the other side. Find your opening, stay here, or find your bind. One more round of breath here. Open back out. Bring it back center, and we're going to squat up 3 times. Lift it up, and back down. Lift it up, back down, lift, and come heart center. Okay, finally moving into our peak pose, bird of paradise here. If you don't, I can't even do the full bird of paradise, so don't feel bad. If you don't get that far in it, I'll do one from the side and then one from the front so we can see what it looks like. Coming into Tadasana, plant your feet on the mat, arms reach up, bow it forward into Uttanasana. And now gently bend your right leg, lifting up your right heel so that you can drop your shoulder towards your knee, finding your clasp behind your back like we've been practicing. And now slowly practice lifting up. And maybe you stay here in bent bird of paradise. Maybe you try to extend your legs straight into the full bird of paradise. Maybe you fall over. Totally okay. For a couple more rounds of breath, practicing here. And then as you're ready, release everything back down to the mat, shake it out. If you want to stand to find some release, I'm going to now straighten and turn towards the camera so you see another angle of it. And we're going to practice on the other side. Start to bend forward again. Now bend into the other leg generously. Elbow, or I should say knee and shoulder meet. And now, if you fall over, it's okay. Lift up. And maybe you stay here in bent bird of paradise. Maybe you try to extend out like a straight leg. Clearly, I'm doing a very great job at it. So you can just stay here. But the important thing is trying to keep your chest open. And if you fall, that's okay. See me fighting for it. And as you're ready, slowly release everything. Woo. Maybe shake it out. Let your body readjust. Sigh it out. And we'll make our way slowly to our mats. Start to find your feet underneath you again. Gentle, nice, slow, reach up. Start to bow down. Breathe in. Breathe out. And our last vinyasa, step or hop. Move through your flow. We'll come back to downward facing dog. And then child's pose. Drop your knees. Sit your hips back. Breathe in here, Balasana. So I wanted to do this because even I can't get the full pose, but that's okay. It's not about, yoga is not about attaining the full poses, right? It's about connecting our breath with our movement, about connecting to ourselves. It's about so much more than just the pose. Start to come forward. And we're going to find our way to an easy seat. Again, I'm just going to twist so that we're looking at each other. Sukhasana here. Sigh it out. Give yourself pride and grace for all that you have done today. And we're going to cradle the baby, I like to call it. So I'm taking my left foot, crooking it into my right arm, and staying here if you want. Cradling the baby. Nice big hip opener as well. If compass is in your practice, again, I can't do the full extension, but I'm gonna try it because I wanna work towards it. I invite you to grab your foot with your hand, take your other arm. I like to get my leg out of the way. Extend your arm like we did in Malasana, and try to extend your leg straight. I'm kind of slippery, and obviously I can't have the full extension. If you have a strap, you can wrap it around and open up, but this is about as far as I can get right now. And I know I look pretty super twisted, but I'm working towards compass pose. And when you're ready, release. If you look at me and are like, I'm not even trying that, you're crazy, also fine. And now we'll try it on the other side, cradling our baby on the other side. And then if you want to try compass pose on the other side, again, taking your foot in your hand, lifting it out of the way, stretching your other arm out, and trying to find an extension. Clearly, I'm doing a very great job at this. Not. Probably look super funky. As long as you're not hurting yourself, it's fine. And again, I don't have my strap with me because I'm traveling for work. But it does feel good. I do feel like I'm stretching something and I'm not in pain. So even if it looks weird, that's okay. Release everything. Shake it out. And we're going to come onto our backs as we are ready. Make your way there. Nice and slow, nice and gentle. And come into Ananda Balasana. Happy baby. On your back, grabbing the bottoms of your feet, knees are bent in towards your armpits. Find a nice gentle rock here. If you want to bring your feet together, you can. Now knees together, arms out in a T. Drop your hips to one side. Nice supine twist. Maybe look towards the opposite side if that's available to you. I know I probably say maybe a lot in my practices. Maybe, you haven't noticed. But it's because I like to give the little reminder. Breathe in or out. Wherever you're at, turn it towards the other side. That everything I do is just a suggestion. Yes, I'm the yoga teacher. I have my yoga training to link poses together to talk about the philosophy and theology of the practice. Bring it back in, maybe give yourself a little hug. But I like to remind yourself that you don't have to do everything I do. You go to your body, to what's available to you in the moment. I'm just a guide with suggestions towards a path. And I invite you along the journey in the way that you are able to show up for yourself, for others, without judgment, with grace and without judgment. If there's any last pose you feel you need to take, I invite you to find it. Otherwise, you can find your way into Shavasana, maybe your reclined butterfly pose, Supta Baddha Konasana. Reconnect with the breath. Hopefully, with my guidance on the breath, you didn't lose too much consciousness of it. Because that's also a main point of yoga, is staying conscious to our breath and our bodies throughout movement, throughout distraction. If you need a longer Shavasana, I invite you to pause this video. But otherwise, as you're ready, you can bring your knees together. Maybe you roll onto one side or you roll up. I'd roll up, but it's kind of a hard floor. I like to use my arm as a pillow for a second before I help myself back up. Coming into whatever seat you see fit, butterfly, or just an easy seat. Lotus pose también, or half lotus. Breathe in, breathe out, hands come heart center. And thank you for joining me in this flow today. I thank you for trying something new in case you haven't tried Bird of Paradise pose before. Hopefully you're not judging me either, although because I'm trying to do poses that I can't fully do, quote unquote, but it's part of the journey, is working towards a goal and enjoying the process. So that's a lot of my time in Bolivia here. There's down moments and full moments, hard moments, moments of aprendizaje, learning. So thank you for joining me again. I wish you the best in the time to come. The light in me honors and loves the light in you. Namaste.